For years, travel with Zoe was embraced by Jamaicans and Caribbean people online. A traveler who many people felt genuinely loved the culture, the food, the people, and the experience. But one moment, one statement, and everything changed. The internet turned over, support turned to outrage, and suddenly, the people who welcomed her were questioning her intentions. Some people felt like the backlash went too far. Others believe accountability was necessary. But behind the comments, the controversy, the viral clips, is still a human being trying to process it all. So instead of judging from a distance, I wanted to sit down and have a real conversation. Not just about the backlash, but about the culture, trauma, misunderstanding, accountability, and healing. This is Inspired to Inspire with Travel with Zoe. Before we get into it, I do want to ask, how's your mental, since lately? It's a lot
Um,
been going on.
it's definitely been, yeah, I think the whole like thing that's been going on recently happened a while ago now, probably like 2 weeks, maybe I would say.
Yeah,
So definitely over the 2 weeks, my state of mind and everything has changed. It hasn't been constant for like the whole 2 weeks.
yeah.
So yeah, definitely where I'm at now with it is obviously very different from where I was at with it on, day one or day two or whatever. So yeah, now I'm cool.
I,
Like I
I
would say
just
even before
wanted,
that, like, I guess if we rate our mental health out of 10, like most of us would be lying if we said it was a 10, even regardless of the whole
yeah,
backing out and
mine
like
ain't a 10 right now.
yeah, so mine's very rarely a 10, like in general
Yeah,
over recent years. Like, and I think especially to be honest, I think as a content creator, like your mental health will probably never be a 10. I don't know, like when it's your full-time
right.
job.
Because editing, having to shoot every minute, it's
Yeah,
a lot of workload.
yeah, I don't know. And just like I guess kind of always being seen through the eyes of so many people and having their opinions placed on you every single day, like it's just probably not the best for you. Even if you're someone who doesn't really care about people's opinions that much, like it is probably just still not that healthy to like wake up every
Yeah.
day and like see, because it's not only now, it's all the time that I wake up every day and see like somebody saying something about me or whatever. So yeah, and just in general, like I mean, just life is just lifing for everyone in many different ways. Like I feel like most of us, our mental health is just not a 10, So
Yeah,
um
I just really wanted to check in on that because I personally have been seeing the comments and it's not nice. You get what I'm saying? And we're all human beings. I've had my fair share of backlash,
oh have you?
on this internet, and it's been real. It's days when you think you're up and then you see one comment and then you're down, way back down to the bottom again. And I definitely understand. So I wanted to see how you're coping with it?
Yeah, but I think for
Um,
me, like, sorry, I feel like I keep interrupting you.
no,
Go
you
on.
good. I was gonna ask, what's your coping mechanism like?
Oh,
What do you do to kind of
yeah, I
not
think,
think about?
yeah, I mean, like I said, this is not my first experience of people saying bad things about me online. So I think I was already quite prepared in a way for
Mm,
something like this to happen because I feel like I've experienced so many bad comments online already. It's kind of like from early on because I've been doing content creation on an everyday basis for 4 years now, which is quite a long time. Like I've been a
yeah,
TikToker for 4 years, and so over those 4 years, like so many things have happened where people have said bad things or whatever. So I feel like a long time ago, I kind of learned to not even read all the comments. That's like the first thing
yeah,
that's important to me is like or if I'm scrolling on my FYP and I see like, oh, travel with Zoe did this, I'll just scroll past it because I have better things to
yeah,
do in my day than to
yeah.
watch random people that I don't care about talking about me. So like the first thing is that I don't consume all of that content. And then even in
Mm-hmm.
like my own comments under my own videos, because that's two different things, right? There's videos that other people make, where people are commenting, and then there's comments under your own videos, right?
Yeah,
So like what I more see are the comments under my own videos because of course that's in my notifications, that's on my profile.
yeah.
But even with that, like I trained myself a long, long time ago to not even read all the comments because at the end of the day, it's not my job. Like I don't have to. Like I literally don't have to. And I don't think it's the best use of my time. And I don't think it's
I
like
get it.
healthy.
I definitely seen somebody on TikTok that said Like you control what you see on your feed. You control your
Yeah.
comment section. Like you curate that. So if you don't want to see negative comments, you have the right to block or delete. I
And
seen the
even the
girl that
filter,
said,
that TikTok has the filter now,
yeah,
the comment
yeah, I seen the
filter, which
filter, yes.
yes, I'm actually using that now for the first time ever. Because before I used to think like, okay, I don't really mind like what shit people comment like under my videos
Mm-hmm.
because usually it was like a minority.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, like depending on the video, but like usually it was like a minority of the comments would be like really horrible, and I would only like block them if it was really extreme, like a death
Mm-hmm.
threat or a rape threat or like severely misogynistic comments like 10 times in a row, like that kind of stuff
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
block them. But
yeah.
like usually I would just
Yeah.
like leave it for like, well, I don't really care. Like,
And
but then if
then
it becomes like extreme to where it's like 100, well, I'll just put on a filter. It's the easiest thing to do. Do you know what I mean?
yes, I do feel like a lot of people think when you remove comments, it's like you're dodging accountability a type of way or not trying to address certain things. And to me, it's like protecting your mental health because certain things really do affect you, seeing it over and over. So I want y'all to understand that it's not necessarily like dodging accountability. It's just like, I don't want to consume this, so I don't have to see it. That's
Yeah.
what I think it is. So it's
Well,
not
also like it
always,
is just our own page at the end of the day. Like how I like see our own pages is I kind of picture it like, or the analogy I would use is like, okay, if I'm hosting like a conference, let's say, or like an
hmm
event, I can choose to kick people out. Like, don't even have to give a reason because it's my event. Do you get me? And I'm allowed
yes,
to create my
yes,
event. If I choose that
yes.
cursing isn't allowed in my
And I
event, for
don't see
example, I'm
nothing
allowed
wrong
to
with
kick
that.
people out for cursing. Do you get what I mean? It's my room, it's my event. Do you get me? Like, it's my
Hmm
page. So, like, I don't even need a reason. I don't even need an excuse. I don't even need to give validation why I might delete this or block this or filter this or whatever because it's my page. And, like, if you don't like it, just don't come on my page. Do you get what I mean? So, like, I just don't think anyone really needs to give like any excuse or reason or explanation why they delete this or block this or filter this or whatever because it's your page. It's like your house. Do you get me? Like if
Yes,
in your house
yes,
we're not allowed shoes or we have to wear shoes or we have to save this water or put this in the fridge or whatever, it's your house. Like you don't need to justify why people have to behave that way in your house. Like it's your
agreed,
house. I don't
agreed.
know,
Because you could go elsewhere and do it. That's
Right.
totally fine, but not in my house. Not in my
Exactly.
house. Yeah, I've had that same situation with my father where if I wanted to behave a certain type of way, I had to move out on my own. They
Yeah.
have a Jamaican saying, two bulls can't rule in the same pen. So you can't be in your father's house thinking you're going to be disobeying his rules or not
Mm,
following certain laws and regulations in that house. Go
mm,
elsewhere if you want to behave a certain type of way because we're not going to care if you do certain things outside, but not in
mm,
my comments, not in my house.
mm.
So I feel
Yeah.
that. I seen where you had an interview with the Fix and you made mention of how your parents felt of you traveling, not just to Jamaica, but the Caribbean and the world at large. Um, they were kind of positive about it.
Yeah.
Seeing something like this unfold right now, what's their reaction like?
So my dad, as far as I'm aware, hasn't actually seen it unfold because although he does watch my videos, he's not like on TikTok like that to where he would see other people's videos and stuff. So my dad, well, as far as I know, like I spoke to him yesterday and we caught up normal and he didn't say anything. And I didn't like choose to tell it to him because maybe it might upset him or I just didn't feel a need to like go into this with my dad. Whereas my
Yeah.
mum, she actually scrolls a bit more and she, consumes more content then. I mean, my dad's 84, so it's not surprising that he
Okay.
doesn't consume that much content. My mum's a bit
Okay.
younger and she actually consumes content, so I didn't choose to come to her because again I thought it might upset her. Like no mother would want to see like horrible things about her daughter. So I didn't choose to like tell her. But then maybe on like day three or something, she sends me this text and she goes, "You seem to have done something controversial." I was like, "Oh no." So, so then like I said,
What
"Yeah,
did
yeah,
you
cool."
do
Like
now, Zoe?
so then I just like told her, oh yeah, when we next speak, I'll tell you about it. And I just told her like from the beginning, explained everything to her, and she was like, oh, because she scrolled and it ended up on her algorithm that everybody's videos were coming up on her algorithm, videos that I hadn't even watched about myself.
Yeah.
She was actually watching them. And I was like, Mommy, like if they're upsetting you, just don't watch them. Like, but I guess she's too curious, so she wanted to know what people are saying because it's her daughter, so. So yeah,
No,
she
I
said she
feel
was
you.
finding it like upsetting and stuff like that. And I was like, just literally don't watch them. Just like
Nobody
scroll
is gonna
past.
feel good seeing their daughter or son being torn down in the type of ways that I've seen the comments when it comes towards you. Like nobody deserves
Yeah.
that. You
And
know,
then she
like,
like I mentioned to her because she asked, I think I can't remember if I mentioned or she asked about like DM, like maybe if I'm getting like DMs or whatever. So I told her about like some death threats and stuff, and then she got like really scared, and I was like, don't freak out, like it's fine.
and then even
Um,
that, like death threats, like how did it get there?
yeah,
Like,
it's actually not my first
mind you,
time.
I'm not saying they are not supposed to hold you accountable. If you
Yeah,
say something that rubbed them wrong, they are supposed to pull you up and let you know, like, yo, this does not sit right with us. We don't like this shit, and this is the reason why. But the hate, the death threats, the I just don't see it necessary. And that's why I felt like to speak on it because I give no damn about them like feeling some type of way about something you said out of your mouth that offended them.
yeah,
They could address you on that, but when it comes to the hate, and you get
yeah.
what I'm saying, wishing death on somebody's life, and like all of that shit was just unnecessary, uncalled for.
Yeah, but to me,
So
I see this so much. Like, I'm not sure if you remember the like Gabby Faye incident, if that reached, did that reach your
no, no.
oh well, it
So
doesn't matter, but
this
she's this
year,
content
this year is the very first I've been introduced to your content. I never seen your
yes.
content before this. And when I seen it, it was all love. The only little like what you would probably consider like negativity is them saying, why are you in certain places and
Yeah.
are you not scared of getting kidnapped? Or those are the only little drawbacks that I may have seen on the videos, but for the most part, to me, it was love. They was welcoming of the fact that you coming into Jamaica as a traveler, as a tourist, is exposing, not exposing, but like highlighting like certain areas of Jamaica that, as I said, does not get shown to the wider to the mainstream public because they try to package Jamaica a certain type of way, like this is the only part of Jamaica that exists, and you were showing us people and places in Jamaica that we've never seen before. Even myself as a Jamaican, I felt like it was a thing that I appreciated seeing because it's
Mm.
different parts of Jamaica, different types of people that we're seeing. And when we hear about these places on the regular, you think these places have this strong stigma of if you go there, you're gonna get killed. And it made you more like loosen up to the fact that maybe I could walk downtown and, mingle with the people and, as even a Jamaican. So I get that that would do a lot for the people in those areas and the businesses because the tourist attractions, they set things away where they try to compel the tourists that on this side of Jamaica is the only place that's safe for you. Stay on the
Right.
resort. Don't go into certain areas because you might get they kind of like fearmonger you.
Yeah, that's exactly, yeah.
So you showing that, I appreciated it, and I know a lot of Jamaicans appreciated it. And it's just this one thing that you said that kind of flipped everybody around. I think it
Yeah.
was all love.
I
And
mean, I can definitely say I think sometimes how to put it, like obviously anyone who watches my content probably hasn't seen all the comments or all the
yeah,
videos or all
yeah,
the interactions on the live or because you can't because otherwise you'd be stalking me to get me like you don't have the time in your
right.
life. So I think whilst if you just sweep through it you might think it was all love. I would say there is definitely always a certain amount of like criticism for everything I do, which is fine. I'm not like saying that's a bad thing, but like I
But
would say like for example when
not to
I
cut you off, but like sometimes criticism is not necessarily negative. Sometimes people may criticize, like for instance, you go to your father, for instance, my father or my wife coming to me, right? And she comes to me with an idea, a plan, and I might stipulate it, like break it down and show her the full blueprint and pick apart and show her the pros and the cons, and she might find that as me being negative. So when you see certain comments of people maybe saying like, "Oh, so why are you going there?" Sometimes it's out of concern, not all the time. So I'm gonna let you
Yeah.
elaborate on what you was saying.
Well, okay, so like for example, like when the first few videos about like the Airbnb, you know, the one I was staying at, that was
Mm-hmm.
like maybe a bit run down and stuff. Like there were a lot of comments like on the live and in the comments and whatever. And even in the DMs, like about how, oh, like we know you're only going there because you're fucking that man. He's not no Airbnb host. Like you white women just travel for dick and this and that. And you know, which is of course a narrative I've been
Okay.
told many times, which is obviously
It's a
negative and it's not
stereotype. It's a
constructive in
stereotype.
any way. Like it's literally not constructive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. I get
And
that.
yeah, so that was like quite a big like thing. And then like sometimes, which happens anytime that I show like a more, you know, working class neighborhood or whatever, I get like some comments like, oh, she's here to like spy on, you know, like they have some weird theories about like MI5, MI6,
Yo,
whatever.
you know,
Or
from
also
ever
they'll be
since
like,
I was a
oh, she's just
child, right?
obsessed with like,
Ever since I was
yeah,
a child, I grew up seeing like it would be like a group of two or three white people. They dress in like white and gray. I don't know what they are. They always walk through certain. You just seeing them just walking through a certain community in Jamaica, and you like, what are they here on? And I've always heard that they're spies. Yeah, you know we're conspiracy people, so
yeah.
I've
No, but
always
it
heard
happens in
that.
every country, not just Jamaica. They tell you, like any like country you go to that's not a white country and you're white, like you just get
Yeah,
told you're a spy like all the time. Well, in my experience anyway. Unless you're at like the resort. Like once you're out of
yeah.
like the resort or whatever. But yeah, there's that. And then like some people would like criticize like, oh, you're making Jamaica look bad because you're painting the whole of Jamaica as this, you know?
All
Like,
right,
oh,
so
why don't you go uptown? Why do you go here? Whatever. And my like response is always like, lol, but like you don't have a problem when someone paints the whole of Jamaica as Sandals Resort. Okay, but you have a problem.
exactly. So that's what I was gonna go to because we act as if you coming and highlighting that portion of Jamaica, like that's not a part of our country, a part of our culture still. They make it seems like only Montego Bay, Ocho Rios, and the tourism resort is what Jamaica is. And you have some people who love the natural side of Jamaica that would say, oh, Sandals and Ochi and all of those touristy part, that's not Jamaica. This is Jamaica. But
Yeah,
it's all
all of
Jamaica.
it's
The
Jamaica.
ghetto
Well,
side and
duh,
the
because it's quite
uptown
literally all
side and the
Jamaica.
tourism side is all Jamaica. That's what I want y'all to understand. It's a part of Jamaica, and each part of it helps to make up the whole Jamaica, and it makes it beautiful. Nowhere is perfect. So I think we're living on this pride thing where we only want to show the good shit. We think we trying to treat Jamaica like Instagram, where you don't post you suffering sometimes. You only post like the trips and the nice food, and when sometimes you're really hungry, sometimes you really can't dress like that. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, they just trying to put the glamour out there. So stop treating Jamaica like it's an Instagram feed, bro. Like, Jamaica is the ghetto, it's the uptown, and it's the tourism portion. It's all Jamaica, and we love it. So I understand that. And that's what I want them to understand. And as I said to you, I appreciate you highlighting those places because it's a lot of people that try to suppress that, and it's still Jamaica. And by them suppressing it, they're thinking they're protecting the heritage or the culture or whatever, but you're actually letting people suffer because in those places that you tell tourists not to go or put a certain stigma on it, then it leaves people in those areas to suffer. You get what I'm saying? It leaves people that their businesses need support, either from local or tourists, and it can't get the support because of the stigma that's put on it. They just cast them aside. Like, you know, the child that's like bad in the house and they say stay in the house. And then they bring the kids that behave well and outside to show the people. It's still your fucking kid. Treat them with
Yeah.
love and
But I mean,
respect just the
also, it's
same.
like if someone wants to only show sandals or someone else wants to only show the rivers or whatever, like I would never, not just in Jamaica, but in any country, you know, I would never
Mm-hmm.
like say, oh, you should show this, you should show that, because at the end of the day, our content or my content anyway, it's not so much purposefully I want to show this. It's just that this is where I want to be, and where I want to be is
Yeah.
where I'm going to be, and where I'm going to be is clearly what's going to be my content because that's where I am. So if I'm a
Hmm.
person who enjoys downtown Kingston in Jamaica or who enjoys the capital city in Poland or wherever I might be, like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna like leave where I want to be and go to a place where I'm not comfortable or not happy just because that's what you guys want to see. No, like my vlogs are a reflection of my life and where I choose to be and where I want to spend my life or spend my month or spend my year or spend my day. I'm not gonna force myself to spend my day somewhere else because you guys don't like where I am. Like if I like where
And
I am, I'm
I
like that.
100% respect that because not everybody has to live the glamorous life. You get what I'm saying? And I also want to make mention of people do feel like you choose to do that because you don't have money and you're basically earning off the culture or like a culture vulture type of thing, because if you could do the big resorts then you would. But my thing is, um every other travel content creator that comes here, David's been here, Sonny, all of them that comes to Jamaica does the same thing. They capitalize off of showing certain things, and in return, yes, they're bringing a certain amount of tourism and exposure to Jamaica, but they're still making money. How are these people not so much chastised because they have more money and more following than a Zoe? You get what I'm saying? And for me, it's like no matter how small the contribution or the exposure is, a fiwi, it's our proverb that says every mickle make a muckle. So we should appreciate it as small as it is. You're still doing something. So I'm letting you know I appreciate it. And now we have to move on, right, to the statement that you made. Obviously, you made a statement that I agree with Jamaicans and the Caribbean at large that what you said came off as if you're hating or envying a successful black man. That's what it seemed. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give you the playground to like explain yourself. What was the thought process, or admit that yo, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, firstly, I can definitely say that not all my videos, obviously I have many different videos, but as someone who generally makes so many videos, like I try to push out multiple videos per day for the last 4 years, some of those videos are kind of planned, maybe if I've got an interview with someone or whatever, like going to make the specific content. But many of those videos are also
Mm-hmm.
literally just like spontaneous, like I'm just doing something, whether it's cooking, talking, brushing my hair, talking to someone on the street, whatever. And I'm like, just whip out my phone, video at one time and post it one time, without even like a thought process of, is this a good idea? What's the meaning of this? Whatever, whatever. So I can definitely, certainly put my hands up and say that that happened in this instance. Like it wasn't like a planned thing or like a thought out thing. It was like a literal, I thought this, I filmed this, I posted this without any thought process
And
of
it thought,
what's the meaning of this? Was this a good idea? Whatever. Obviously, it wasn't a good idea. Like it doesn't take a genius to work that out. That it was just like like a fleeting thought or whatever that I decided in that moment to film, which I don't even like. It's not. It's almost unconscious at this point that I just like film certain things. Do you know what I mean? Like I
a
really
lot
don't
of
sit and
us
think
do
about
it.
it.
A lot of us
Um,
do it. Like,
and like obviously it was stupid. Obviously it was pointless. Like I've already said that. You know, it's not. This is not the first time I'm saying that it was stupid and pointless and stuff like that. Um,
mhm.
but yeah, basically, if you want to know like how that thought came about or whatever, like I don't know what you want me to tell you, but like
You don't have to
basically,
go into
no, I
how the
can.
thought
Like,
came about.
yeah, well, if
Because I think going into how it came about would more likely feel like a reason of justifying it. And to me,
well,
I
but I
think,
still don't think it's false. Like, I still am quite confident that if it was Mr. Beast, I'm quite confident that there would be many comments about don't support the colonizer. In fact, I could share a flyer with you, which is
all right,
actually
so
saved.
if the reason I'm not cutting you off, but I want you to
Yeah.
understand that if it was Mr. Beast, Jamaica would have gave the same amount of love, if not more, that a
Right. But the
Speed got.
comments,
Because guess what? Mr. B is having money. You know, understand how them Jamaican move. Like Zoe, to them, you're broke. And broke people now have no chat about that in
right. But this
Jamaica.
this was never about me. I didn't mention myself in the video.
I
So
know, but I'm just saying
right, but
it
I'm
wouldn't
saying if Mr.
be
Beast
them
came, right?
saying
Yeah, people
you're
will chase
running
after him.
behind the
Yeah, they'll want his
colonizer
money.
for Mr.
But the
Beast.
comments under the newspaper articles of the people chasing Mr. Beast would
Yeah.
have a significant proportion of, oh, why are you guys worshipping the colonizer? You're so far-minded. Da, 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 da. Like, yes, people will still chase after him in the same way, like you're
Yes.
saying, because money, hype, whatever, whatever, excitement. But I'm not talking about that. If you listen to the video, I was never talking about that. I was talking about the commentary surrounding that. So what I
Okay.
mean is that if
So
we now see in the newspaper an image of this rich white man, Mr. Beast, on top of like a truck or whatever, with like
yeah.
streams and streams of local people, many of them maybe like poor, whatever. So a big disparity between the power of the man on the truck and the people on the street, like chasing
Hmm.
after him, whatever. Yes, they would be chasing after him. Yes, they'd be trying to get in his selfies, in his stream, whatever, whatever, whatever. But what I'm talking about then is when we see that in the media. So we see that on like the Jamaica Star or Follow Soca or whatever pages, like on social media. I'm talking about the
Hmm.
commentary under those pages, what that would be. That was what the video was about. It wasn't about if anyone's going to
And
chase him. If you really listen to it,
I totally get that. I totally get that. And I could say it. Jamaicans are hypocrites. They pick and choose what they wanna bash or lash out on. And to add on to what you said, Speed didn't come here and everybody was just love. Right now, if you look on the scope of the internet, it's a lot of bad mind weaving out. People saying like, what does Speed do? And it's Jamaicans. You get what I'm saying? Why is he getting so much love? And everybody is making their backhanded comments. So Speed is not just getting all love. But I want you to understand that Caribbean people and Jamaicans look at Speed as a black man, one of our own. You get what I'm saying? And regardless of the fact he's from America, he does a lot of controversial stuff. And Jamaicans are homophobic and a lot of shit that Speed might do, he's
oh
gonna
yeah, the
get
video of him
his
in the truck
beating
was
for
mad.
all of that. No, but I'm telling you, he's getting the beating for all of that. Who is supposed to beat him is beating him. You get what I'm saying? But we still, the Caribbean at large, look at Speed as one of our own. He's a black man. He's young. He's successful. That's what a lot of us strive to be. And so what happens is it's like me having a brother. Me and my brothers could go at it like day in, day out. We fight, we cuss, we bicker with each other. But as soon as a stranger thinks he could fight my brother, we ganging him. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? And it's the same effect for a person like you coming in making a comment about Speed. So I want you to understand that. I want you to understand, like, I'm not totally like just bashing you. I'm just letting you know it's wrong coming from a person from you get what I'm saying? Because the history, the history is there. It's not your fault what your forefathers and your generations have done to black people. It's not your fault. But the stigma still lives on. And once there's stigma, sometimes we forgive, but we never forget unless we're dead. Or we have an Alzheimer's or senile. We don't forget. So as soon as you say certain things that give like a certain gesture, like, you get what I'm saying? We're gonna jump into defense mode, and we're gonna band together. And that's what happened. And as I'm saying, it's okay for them to educate you. There's ways that you could educate someone without issuing out hate or disrespectful language, or they could have educated you like so clean on the history if you don't know it. I'm not sure if you know it, so you let me know.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, I do. I mean, I'm not like a historian, but obviously, I know like the basic history. But I think like the video, it was never to say Speed shouldn't be popular or I don't like Speed. In fact, I don't even watch streamers. I don't have any feelings towards him in any type of way because I don't even watch streamers, right?
Yeah.
Like my comment was about and what I'm interested in and what I was watching was not really Speed. It was the behavior in the media. Because as someone who's in the
Yes.
media, I'm really interested in the behavior in the media, the commentary around this, the commentary about that. Like the commentary around the Rude Boy billboard, for example, is
I'm
really interesting
interested
me.
in it
The
too.
commentary about that in the
So
media, right? So like the video was never really about speed, if that makes sense. Like it was about the behavior of
It's
people
like a
when certain things happen in the
comparison and
media.
they took it wrong.
But it
It's
wasn't,
like a
the comparison never
analysis.
involved me. Like the comparison, if
Yeah,
it would have involved anyone, would have been, let's say, Mr. Beast, or I don't know because I don't watch streamers yet, but like any like streamer of a high level of like millions of,
yeah,
followers or whatever. Like I never mentioned myself and people sort of put that in my mouth that I was like
yeah,
mentioning myself, or that like I wanted like his reception. But if you actually watch the video, it wasn't even about his reception. It was about the commentary about the reception. Do you get it?
yeah,
But people
yeah.
don't like really listen to every word. They like hear 5 seconds and then they're like, oh, she wants to be speed. She thinks we should chase after her likes. But I don't want people to chase after me. It's
I
so scary. I'll be
experience that
scared.
every day,
Shut me
and
down.
that's
They should be
why
scared.
I experience it, and that's why I kind of relate to it because I do understand people listen, and once they hear something that trigger them, they just get into battle mode. They don't finish to hear the context or anything like that. That's how people are naturally. Like we're on
Yeah.
a quick consumption platform, TikTok, and people don't sometimes have the time to listen to 2 3 minutes of you
Yeah.
yapping. They just want to hear one thing that you said that they agreed with or disagreed with
Yeah,
to
which
get
obviously
into the
is part of the
comments.
reason
And
why it was stupid. And like I said, I still am quite certain that there would be many colonizer comments if it was the right streamer, but that doesn't mean that I need to make a video about that. Do you get what I'm saying? So like I still
yeah,
don't think it's wrong. Like if you actually listen to the whole video, in fact, many people have confirmed to me that it's not wrong. And we can see evidence online. Like we can go online. I could show you a flyer about Mr.
yes,
Beast and comments the
yes,
same
and
things, and you can see the
I
top
do,
comments. Like I
I
don't even need
do,
to argue it. Do you get what I'm saying? But
I
like
do understand that,
like
but I
the point
want
is
to
more, do we
stop
need to make
you.
a video? Do you get me?
Yes, I want to stop you right there where you see like a lot of the comments that are in total agreement with you.
No, not
I,
comments. I'm
I
talking about people in real life.
okay, like that agrees with you. People that agrees blindly are sometimes the problems too, because personally I see where a lot of Jamaicans are coming from. As I say, it's history with like the trauma that people of your color have put upon black people. You get what I'm saying? And that's not to say I hate you or I feel some type of way about you, but I do understand the Jamaicans and the Caribbean people to a point where they're coming from. What I do not understand is the need to throw hate and disrespect because you can hold somebody accountable without being disrespectful or wishing them death or you know
Yeah,
that's just all I think about the
yeah,
situation. So I think it's on you as well to kind of like own up that I probably should have kept that shit to myself, even if I had the thought.
yeah.
Because
I mean, I definitely
a
think.
lot of stuff I have a strong opinion on. And I know if I put it out there, it's gonna be a lot of flame.
Oh, 100%. I mean,
A
every
lot
day
of
we say
flame.
things to our friends, I'm sure, or to our mom or to our
Right.
sister that if we published all of it, well, of course, like if someone was following us around with a microphone and a camera all day, we'd all be cancelled in 5 seconds. Do you get what I'm saying? Because of
Cancelled.
course, if you're
Cancelled.
comfortable
Because
in a
we all
certain
have
setting,
strong opinions.
but
But
even just
sometimes you
small
have
things,
to
you
keep
might
your
even
opinion to
say something
yourself.
bad about that person's hairstyle or whatever. You know what I mean? Of course, we all,
Yes.
um, you know, but yeah. So obviously, it clearly, like as you said, there's a time and a place for everything, and clearly that wasn't a time and a place for that, and it was also extremely out of context. Like maybe if I'd made like a longer video about like the factors that play in the media about why there's this commentary on this or that or whatever, and it was listed as like one factor amongst many, because I do think there are many factors as to why at that point, because at that point he hadn't been to Jamaica, right? So at that point he'd only
Mm-hmm.
been to I think like 4 countries. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I think it was like Trinidad, Saint Vincent, maybe a few more.
Yeah.
Um, but Trinidad was the main one that I had seen because obviously I spent a lot of time in Trinidad, so that was like the one that was like more relevant in my like interest of like people's behavior in the media, you know. Because
Mm-hmm.
I just know that like in Trinidad, anytime that I've seen like an article about like a foreigner who like is expressing an opinion, it's always full of like criticism in the comments, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so it was more like really more like about Trinidad, but like about everywhere in a way, but like more about Trinidad.
I get
Um,
it. I get
but
it.
yeah, so
And
obviously it would have been more like it would have been better to just not make any video at all. But if I was gonna
yeah,
make a
just
video,
keep
it would have been better
something
to
to
just like
yourself.
more be like, oh, I'm really fascinated, because I truly was fascinated that I didn't know that like I just have known Trinis or Caribbean people in general to be quite like, oh, if the person's not from here, we don't care about their opinion. Like I've known
Yeah,
that to
yeah,
be like a
yeah,
sentiment that I've like
yeah.
felt a lot, like especially when it comes to newspaper articles where foreign people are platformed. Like I find that's usually the
Hmm.
commentary is like, oh, why are you platforming them? Like, so I genuinely was really intrigued to see that that wasn't really the feedback. And like I was genuinely brainstorming the factors as to why this could be. Like I was like, oh, maybe if you're so rich and famous, like maybe people will always be happy to see your opinion platformed. I don't know. Maybe could it be that they're happy, as I'm not saying they should be happy, that they're happy that someone who looks like them is being platformed. Maybe that could be a factor. Like I was brainstorming like multiple factors. Like maybe because streaming is the new thing, streaming is a popular thing for the young generation. Could it be that? Do you know what I mean? Like I'm literally brainstorming
Yeah,
different factors, and it would have been more sensible if to make any video at all. It would have been more sensible to make a video where all those factors were mentioned. Do you get it? And the broader context of what I was really thinking about was mentioned because obviously it was super out of context. Like it was just this 1 minute thing that was super out of context. Like so it'll come across worse. Do you know what I mean? But like,
yeah.
if it was a more broad discussion about the media and people's behavior in the media and blah blah blah, then probably it wouldn't be so bad. But yeah,
All right. So as I'm saying, like when I discovered you, you to me was getting like a whole lot of love, a whole lot of, camaraderie from Jamaicans. They accepted you with open arms, basically, and they showed you love. And then it flipped, and all of a sudden it looks like this hate train. But I personally do not think Jamaicans hate you. I do not think so. I just feel like Jamaicans are very prideful. And there are people who they ride at dawn for their people. You get what I'm saying? And if they catch any slight insinuation of you might be against us, they're gonna band together against you. You get what I'm
yeah.
saying? And it's like, for a prime example, what I wanna bring up is I seen two videos of recently. It's a woman talking about her experience with Jamaican men, right? And
Is she
Jamaican
foreign? Where's she
men,
from?
Jamaican America, and
Oh,
Jamaica, but she's black also.
oh,
And Jamaican men has a bad rap in America, like a bad
uh-huh,
reputation. Americans see Jamaicans, like the American, black American girls that I know and I
uh-huh,
tattoo every day, they
uh-huh.
see Jamaicans and run the other way.
Oh,
So, like, we have a bad rep in America. And I seen a video where the lady made a video and saying she's given her experience, her top 5 things why she likes Jamaican men, right?
right.
And if it was a top 5 things as to why she hated Jamaican men, the comment section would have been dragging her down. Cause I just think Jamaicans, like, once you say bad about them, they're gonna come to like demolish you, you know?
Mm,
Because they want like a good reputation wherever. So they want
mm,
you to say the good things. So in that comment where she was saying all good things about
mm.
Jamaican men, everybody was asking her, "You want a beer? What you drink?" Like, so it's like you get that, like, once you talk good, they're gonna like, yeah. But if you say something bad, say the KFC is trash, say, you get what I'm saying? Like, you are going down. They're taking
Yeah.
you down. Because they don't want that type of publicity. They don't want that PR.
Yeah.
They
But then,
want the
like, do you
good
not find
PR.
that, like, in that sense, because that's something I found not just in Jamaica, but that's something I found with my content, like, in general over the past few
Mm-hmm.
years. Like, it kind of makes it like you can't really express yourself because I have noticed that. So, for example, in like Trinidad,
Mm-hmm.
I was doing, do you know what is doubles? Like the Trini street food?
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing this like series years ago, like 3 years ago or something, when I was like going around like rating different doubles because it was like so fun to go around like try doubles from the different vendors. And it was like funny videos, like eating them messy in the video, and it was like a super fun series that I had. And I would rate them out of like there was different categories like the sources, this, that, whatever. So out of
Mm-hmm.
five, and out of five, right? And they get like a total
Mm-hmm.
score because I was on the search for like the best, my favorite doubles or whatever. And like obviously I try to be positive like generally in my content because I just prefer to like be positive in my content than be negative, you know? So I was
Yeah.
always like a little generous with the ratings, but like still honest, you know? And then I
Yeah.
tried this one doubles where like I didn't really like it, but I wasn't gonna give it like a zero because that's just
Yeah.
rude. So instead I just gave it like 2.5 out of 5, you know, where it's like, oh, do you know what I mean? I'm
Uh,
purposely giving it 2.5 because I still don't want to be
yeah.
like horrible, but I'm not gonna lie to your faces when my content is 100% honest. Do you get me? Like my content
Yeah.
is based on honesty. It's based on my real
Yeah.
experiences.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you and say the doubles are amazing if I personally like they're too
If
sweet
you
for
don't
me personally
fucking
or
like it,
whatever.
you don't like
So
it. It's
but and
okay.
I was so
Cause
gentle about it. I was so nice about it. I was like, oh, I think like these are a little bit sweet for my taste. So I'm gonna give these a
mhm.
2.5 out of 5, but I still ate them, you know. And
Yeah.
just for that, when I was so nice about it,
I could
oh, you're
imagine
trying
the
to bring
flame.
down the blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And so I feel like, yeah, great. Like if you want to defend each other, great, but like it's nobody can be real then. Do you get what I'm
But
saying? Because even
what
like,
people need to understand, I'm sorry to cut you off. What they need to understand is food is so subjective.
yeah, well,
Everybody has
everything's subjective, isn't it?
a different taste palette, like, you know, so food is so subjective, so you can't be mad if you like something and somebody don't like it, because the way Jamaicans go crazy over KFC, I don't fucking like KFC like that, like it's overrated as fuck. So yeah, they come for me, but KFC
Yeah.
is overrated, bro. So I get it. Like it's so many stuff that people get mad when you give a comment on it, but it's like people should be allowed to feel how they feel, you
Yeah, but
know?
not it's not it extends to more than that. Like to be honest, in my experience, it's something that I found very, very annoying and challenging, like about doing content, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, when I was in Kingston on this trip, on like my second full day,
Mm-hmm.
somebody tried to rob me on West or East Queen Street, the one that's aligns with Beckford Street. Is that West or East? West?
Yeah, yeah. I
Anyway,
don't know
anyway,
Kingston like
whatever,
that,
one of the
so.
Queen Streets. And like I kind of thought like, oh, it would be kind of like interesting and funny if I made like a story time about this, because to me
Mm-hmm.
there was definitely a funny side to this attempted robbery. You know, I had to like run down
Yes.
like the street and it was like kind of funny. So I kind of wanted to make like a story time about how this
The
happened and everything.
experience, yes.
But I was like, I can't, because if I make this story time on my second day of the trip, they're just gonna tell me, oh, you're inventing lies on us, you're trying to make Jamaica look bad. Oh, it's your
Yes, and
fault. We told you
you
not to stay in
came
downtown
to
Kingston
tear
anyway.
down the
Stop
culture.
trying to blah, 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 blah. We told you, stop lying. Nobody want to rob your broke ass anyway. So I was like, I can't even tell this story. So then I'm
I
there
get
making
it.
it look like, or accidentally then, because I can't tell this story, some people would say I'm there making it look like you can just wander down downtown Kingston and always be safe, which obviously you can't necessarily. But
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to tell my truth because you guys will kill me for it. Do you get me? So it's like
Right, right.
I feel like it's encouraging, like being not being fake, but being it's encouraging like having to hold back on so many things because I can't talk about my reality because you
I
don't
get
like
it.
it.
And that's
So
that's
like
the
I don't
same
know, like
analogy I gave you with the girl giving her good experience about Jamaican men versus her if she said Jamaican men were, you get what I'm saying, and gave
yeah,
like five bad shit about Jamaicans, the comments
yeah,
would be different. They wouldn't want to buy her a beer. You know,
yeah.
so I think y'all need to just accept that there's good and bad anywhere you go. And in Jamaica, you have very beautiful people, very like hospitable people. And then you have the mean motherfuckers. You get what I'm saying? You have like the dog shit, the junker them that lives in
But even just
Jamaica,
the
bro.
people that are
So it's
hungry,
like,
bro,
come
like
on, man.
you can't even be angry at them sometimes. Like I don't know, like some people just hungry. Like I don't, do you know what I mean? Like I'm not even. I don't even. If someone tries to rob me and that's the life they ended up in, I'm not even really
All right,
mad like
so
that. Like I don't
this
know,
is
like
what, this is also what I was gonna get at, right? When it comes to you highlighting like little areas like that in downtown and you know bringing good light to it and potentially bringing tourists to that area because those areas have businesses, as I said, and they do need support, and a lot of people are making honest living there but they're not getting to get by because people rarely go to visit there because they're scared. So it was a good thing that you was doing to me, you know? But I want to get into a comment that I seen, right? And this is kind of the notion that a lot of people share. So I want to read it and then you expound on how you feel about it, right?
All right, yeah, go on.
So the person said the hate comes from her lack of accountability. She built her entire platforms off the backs of Caribbean culture. And for sure, people make mistakes, but rather than her taking accountability, she chooses to ignore the issue, delete posts, and block anyone who disagree with her. Caribbean people have showed her love for years, and the fact that she won't use her platform to say she made a mistake and so on. The problem is those individuals who are gassing her up and telling her she didn't do anything wrong, and this is why she don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I think I did obviously consider, firstly, I considered whether I should even delete the video or not. I was super 50-50. But in the end, I
Hmm.
deleted it. But I already knew, of course, it's everywhere. Like, I knew it's not making it
Yeah.
disappear. I just was like, can't really be bothered to have all these comments coming in to my notifications all the time. But like, I was 50-50 on making like a video about it because I mean, obviously, it was like an elephant in a room type situation, you
Hmm.
know? But the reason why I didn't really was because to keep it 100% real with you, is really because I think what the people would have wanted to hear was okay, look, I keep it real all the time, right? So I'm not gonna do no like fake apology, right? And as I've
Yeah.
said to you in this interview, the statement that I made, I still believe is true, right? And I
Hmm.
know it's true because I've seen it. So like all I could really say, which also is what I've said to you, is that it was silly, it was pointless, it wasn't thought out, it was impulsive, intrusive thoughts, whatever you want to call it, all those things. It wasn't sensible, it didn't need to be done, all those things. Of course, I could say that,
Hmm.
but that's not what the people want. They want for me to say, I'm so sorry for ever bringing up the topic of race. I'll never do that. It's not my place in the Caribbean to ever bring up the topic of race. Like, what they want to hear is
Hmm.
not really what I feel. So, to be honest, that's why I didn't say anything because, like, me just saying, oh, I shouldn't have made it. It was pointless. It was silly. It was dumb. It was unnecessary. Da da da. I don't think that's enough for them.
All
So I
right.
felt like it
So
was pointless. Do you get what I'm saying? Like that's why I
yeah.
didn't do it because to be honest, every single thing I do every single day for the last 4 years, I get told that it's only because I'm white that I can even do any of these things, literally any of these things. So it's
Yeah.
like you want to bring up race in my ear every day for 4 years
All right.
and
I
like
want to say something to you, right? I live here in America. I do tattoos. So I tattoo every single color, black, white, brown, Spanish. I tattoo a lot of different demography of people. And when it comes to the topic of color, I'm a black person. And if I have to tell a black person, like if I have to bring up skin color, or skin texture or anything to another black person, I, as a black person, feel timid to say it, Zoe. So I
what do you mean
feel
if you have to bring
like,
it up about tattooing? What do you mean?
when it comes to certain colors, when it comes to tattoos, some colors are fit for
Right, right,
lighter
right. So
and
about
wider
tattooing.
skin color, right? And
Yeah.
then some colors are more complementary to dark skin, and
Right, right, right.
So when it comes to that discussion, as a black person, I'm telling you, I am super timid, super scared because
Yeah.
I'm in America where color is a very touchy topic. Skin
Right.
tone, race, all of that is a touchy topic. So I run away from topics like that. So
Yeah.
I'm saying to you, and not to like try to like silence you or like stop your opinion or anything, but with a person of your skin tone you should tread lightly when it comes to certain conversations. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean you have to, otherwise, well, if you don't, here's what happens. You know what I mean? We've just seen. But I
That's all
think,
I'm saying.
yeah, I mean, I think it's like, as I've said, yeah, a million times it was pointless. It didn't need to be done. It wasn't a good idea, whatever. But I think it's a slightly difficult request
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for people to be in my DMs, in my comments, in whatever on my live, even on podcasts, asking me about race and telling me that my race is only why I can do this, that, whatever. every day, and for me
Yeah,
to
yeah.
never, ever, ever, ever
Be
mention
able
it.
to speak on it. I
Like, you get what I mean? Like,
understand. I
and yes,
understand.
yes, I have to just shut up as I do most days. You know, there are so many times when I want to say, like, for example, in Jamaica, when they're like, oh, no black creator could ever walk down Bedford Street. And then the next day I see Jamaica walking down there with a camera that I'd never dare to have out on that street.
Yeah,
It's kind of like, well, you're quite literally wrong. But like, I usually just
yeah.
like don't say it because I know I have to shut up. And why do I have to shut up? Because of history. Do you get it? I have to
Yes,
shut up
yes,
because
yes,
yes, it may
yes.
be
And I
annoying for
want you
me.
to
Yes, it
understand
may
that.
be frustrating for me. Yes, it may be repetitive in my ear. Yes, it may be wrong sometimes, whatever. But I have to shut up because of history. So some certain thing, like yes, it's annoying, but I'm still okay. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, it's annoying, but I'm still fortunate enough to be able to travel, whatever. So I have to shut up. I completely accept that, and that's why I do usually shut up every day, even when a lot of the things that people are saying to me, I've quite literally seen are not even true. But I shut
Hmm.
up every day because I know that I have to because of
So,
the like
yeah,
dynamics, right?
I don't want to
But
cut you off, but we have limited time, and I do want to speak on a very important topic that you brought up, and I see people giving you like a pushback on it, which is this comment that I'm about to read. Somebody said, I think she's spreading her bed real fast. No, she's saying that she was great in Jamaica in 2023. And I do get how that can happen. I I don't get how that can happen. Get she come back and travel freely. Like it do like it's starting to have a bad taste in my mouth. This person was kind of typing horribly
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah.
But that's to me like victim blaming. And the Jamaica culture is known for that. And it's so sickening and like disheartening to see that most people who do the victim blaming are women in these scenarios. Because this is a woman commenting. And for me, it's like every culture has people that are predators, you know? And as I say, it goes back to Jamaicans trying to protect their pride. So they don't want to have a thought of, oh, a white woman was great in Jamaica. So they rather you strip that from the record. Like, why are you mentioning that? You know, but to me, it's like, who are you to tell how she deals with her trauma? You get what I'm saying? Everybody deals with trauma different. So she's still walking and traveling the Caribbean like she do. Probably she process her emotions differently from how somebody else would be scared and not travel again. You know, but all I'm trying to say is Jamaica needs to stop with this victim blaming. There are so many predators in Jamaican families. Little kids getting like SA'd by their uncles, their family members. And why does the family protect them? Because they're scared of the shame. They don't want that rap out into the street saying, oh, this uncle or this father or, this brother is doing some dirty shit like that. But it happened. So many Jamaican families are protecting predators. And I just want to say, y'all need to stop that shit, bro. If a person is a predator, they're a predator. Predators are in Jamaica, they're in America, they're in every country.
Yeah.
So
Um, I mean, I just want to
speak
say it
on
was
that.
2016, not 2023. I wasn't even in Jamaica in 2023. And I've actually mentioned it in multiple podcasts because I've been asked, oh, in
Yeah.
podcasts, oh, doesn't anything bad happen to you? Da, da, da. So if I'm asked, I will bring it up. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it was in 2016, which is, I've said that in every single podcast. So I don't know where they got 2023 from because I literally wasn't even in Jamaica at that time. And yeah, I think to me, that was one of the bad things that's happened to me on my travels, but other things have happened too. I was robbed at gunpoint in Barbados, for example, back in like 2000, and, I don't know, 14 or something, like ages ago. Have I been back to
Mm-hmm.
Barbados? Yes, about 10 times. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
in St. Vincent, somebody broke into the apartment I was staying with and tried to get into my bedroom with a knife, like in maybe a couple of years ago. Have I been back to St. Vincent after that? Of course. Because does one incident like dictate what happens in the whole country? Of course not. Like to me, I find it honestly quite weird when I see sometimes on the comments, for example, I'll be in, I don't
Yeah.
know, let's say Jamaica then, and somebody will say in the comments, oh, I'd never go back there because in 2017, somebody tried to steal my purse. And I'm like, right, but what else happened in 2017? Did you not have a great time there for the remainder of the 2 weeks? Like, did
Right.
everyone try and steal your purse or did one person try
Right.
and steal your purse? Do you know what I mean? So for me, like, I
It's
never really
it's
like
It's
paint
like
my entire
being
experience as that one thing, because it wasn't. My entire experience was full of this beautiful beach, this nice food, this beautiful river,
and I
this
like
kind
that.
man who
I
walked me to the
like
bus stop, this kind lady who dropped me home from the beach. Like it was full of mostly other things. So to me, I think I would definitely, I don't really give advice, but I mean, I would always advise people like to not let one bad thing, like if you can
spoil your
help it, to
full
not let it ruin your
experience.
life. Do you get what I'm saying? Because,
Yes.
bro,
And
especially as a
I
woman,
do second
like,
that because my bad for cutting you off, but it's like when a man would be hurt by a woman and then all of a sudden you hate all women. How can you
yeah,
do
yeah,
that?
yeah,
Or a
yeah.
woman being hurt by a man, then all of a sudden you hate men. Like there's so many good women and men in the world other than the one that fucked you over.
Yeah. And I
So
understand,
you
like, I
can't
think,
spoil the experience by just painting a bad image of the whole entire thing.
yeah, and I think, like, it is important to maybe sometimes move differently because we can learn from these things. So maybe if,
Hmm.
you know what I mean, somebody broke into our apartment because we, I don't know, left the window open. Well, okay, good. We've learned now to make sure to close our windows. You know what I'm saying? You can learn things, you can move differently. Or maybe, for example, when I got robbed at gunpoint in Barbados, it kind of taught me that after dark, let me be a little bit more like careful about where and when I move around and how. And you know, we can learn things from these things, sure. But like for me, like especially as a woman, when it comes to like SA and stuff, I mean, most women have experienced multiple forms of SA, like from when they were in school uniform, you know. And if we allow that to make us sort of stay in the house, like they've won, like society's won. That's what they want, is for us to just stay in the house and make sandwiches and raise a child and whatever. They want us to just stay in the house. Like society doesn't want us to be out there exploring by ourselves or whatever and be like
Right.
brave and be adventurous and whatever. So why would you let them win? Like, do you know what I mean?
We was on the topic of um
Like staying inside
essay.
because you got SA once.
Yeah, essay victims being discredited because people want to protect their country's pride or their family's pride.
Yeah.
And I do think that's dangerous for Jamaica, the Caribbean, America, and other countries. It's fucking dangerous, bro.
Hmm.
Like predators need to be weaved out and dealt with. It doesn't matter if it's a brother. If my brother is a predator right now, if I ever hear one of my brother essayed somebody, personally, I'm castrating that nigga myself. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, we need to stop this victim blaming thing. We need to stop it.
Yeah, I mean, I think
So,
to be honest, it's kind of crazy that like in 2026, because of people's like responses and commentary surrounding these things, when you do mention them, it makes it still, even to this day, like so hard for like women to like speak out, you know, because even some comments that I've received before, because like I said, I've said it on various like podcasts and at different times,
mhm,
like I have mentioned it before. It's not been a secret. I don't like speak about it much, but it's not no secret. Like if it comes up, I talk about it, right? And
yeah,
there's even been times when like I've been told like, oh, nobody would want to do that to you because you're not attractive enough, like stop lying, like blah blah blah. So it's like, how on earth can anyone be
yo,
expected to like speak out about these things when,
that
bro,
is
I
crazy.
I wish you had to be a supermodel for men to assault you. I wish, because then my life would have been so much easier. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I really wish. Do you get what I'm saying? But um yeah, unfortunately, they're not really that fussy most of the time. So yeah, like I just think like that's more concerning to me, is that when people's reactions are still like that to this day, like how does anyone want us to progress this
right. Like,
topic, like in terms of
cause
women coming forward, you
in
know?
Jamaica, right? In Jamaica, a little girl, like 13, 12, 15, will get essayed. And there will be somebody that comes and say, well, why was you wearing a tight skirt in front of him?
Right.
Like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah. And
No,
often I see
like,
like on social
and
media when
then
they put,
it'll be somebody else saying, like, well, she act like she too force right. She push
right,
herself on him. How can a fucking little
right.
girl like convince a grown man to do what he does to them? Like, come
Yeah.
on,
I mean,
man.
it's also just the adult's responsibility. Like it's never the child's responsibility, you
Exactly.
know?
If
And
cause
I often see like, you know, when you see like missing posters for like, oh, a 14-year-old girl's like gone missing or whatever. I see that on like Facebook and stuff. And often, I'm not going to name like what countries I'm talking about here, but like often in the comments you see like, oh, lost. She just ran away with some big man.
She
Come
probably
on,
gone
look
a
at
man
her.
yard,
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And it's like, whether she did or not, like, she's being groomed then if she did. Do you know what I
right?
mean? Like, she is a victim, like, regardless, like, whether she
Right.
was
All right.
kind of
So
willing
let
or
me
not. Like,
let me let me give you a prime example of how this is a man's responsibility. I know little kids are attracted to grown men because of their own reasons. I don't know fucking why. But it's many reasons. When I just left high school, right? My little cousin started going to school, high school. I watched my little cousin grow up from her eye was at her knee. She was a little fucking girl.
hmm,
Now she's going to high school and she have some friends. Her friend gonna send her to come tell me like, tell him I like him. And my cousin
yeah,
come over there. I'm like, girl, what the fuck? I watched you grow and y'all are the same fucking age. Like, tell your
yeah,
friend to go learn to wash her fucking drawers. Like, what do I as a grown ass nigga look like putting myself with a kid like that?
yeah,
And I
exactly.
do not understand the men that find it attractive or find something like sexy about like, come on, dog. Like y'all are disgusting.
Yeah,
So yeah, like it is a man's responsibility to
yeah,
know that yes, a little girl can come push up yourself by you, but you are the big man and you have
yeah.
sense.
I mean, it
You
also
have
actually goes
sense.
it goes the other around as well. Like for the big women that are sleeping with 13-year-old boys, like it's the same for that. It's the big woman's responsibility to not do that. Do you know what I mean? Because too many men that I've met, like over recent years, have told me that they lost their virginity to a 30-year-old woman when they were 13 or whatever. Like,
And it's a double standard in many cultures where, man, if a woman does that to you, like, yeah, nigga.
yeah, but at the end of the day, like
It's
it's still a bit
championed.
messed up. Do
It's
you get what I
it's
mean?
championed and it's not right still.
Yeah.
It's not right. And then I think a lot of Jamaicans like look past like a lot of stuff. Like there's so many things when it comes to us as a culture that we need to unlearn. Like for instance, like there's so many things that could be counted as assault or just like personal space invasion. Like we have to learn how to like communicate, how to regulate our emotions when it comes to certain shit because a Jamaican man calling to you and you're not giving him the energy he wants, automatically he starts cussing you out or, you know, chastising you, dealing you certain type of way, verbal abuse. To me, that's fucking assault too. Like, cause like, why can't you just take the rejection and move on like a man? You know,
Yeah, but I
and
mean that definitely happens in lots and lots of countries.
yes,
Definitely
and
England
we
as
we
well. Like,
also have this. There's so many things that we as Jamaican men, because I'm thinking about how you explained your scenario, how it turned out with your situation that happened in Jamaica. You kind of justified that he didn't understand. Like you feel like he didn't understand,
oh
and
right,
I
what I said on the fix.
yes,
Right, right,
like you
right. Yeah,
feel
like
like he
that.
didn't understand, but I think these men understand because we have this thing where it's a thing that growing up, I as a man learned that it's wrong because I first learned that it was good. Like as a man, we should do this. And then I afterwards learned that this shit is wrong. For instance, a girl you're trying to fuck and she doesn't want to do it. So you keep pushing herself onto her until she gives in.
Right.
That's fucking SA.
Yeah.
That's SA. And as a little kid growing up, and we get into deal with and interact with girls, we used to think that shit was game because it's like, yeah, man, she want it, but she just want you to put little pressure.
Right.
That's fucking SA, bro. And we need to unlearn that shit as Jamaicans. We have to. It's not right. It's so many Jamaicans right now where them wanna get listen at the way where them can use lyrics from them mouth and serenade a girl and get her for drop the panty, right?
Right.
They have to bring you out, get you tipsy, and then they get to fuck.
Right.
That's SA.
Mm.
If it's not consensual, and
Yeah.
I feel like you can't consent in a drunken state. You can't
Well, yeah,
do that.
legally, I don't know about in Jamaica, but in England, legally, you can't consent when you're drunk. So it
You
is
can.
rape if
And
you're
so
drunk.
all of those things are fucked up, and we need to unlearn that as men. We have to. You get what I'm saying? Because I have this code where I'm married now, so I'm not out on the street doing none of that shit. But
Yeah.
if I was out on the street and I'm talking to a new girl, I will not fuck her when she's under the influence. Never.
Yeah.
The first time we fuck is gonna be, yes, you sober as hell and you want this dick.
Yeah.
You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
obviously it's different if it's like your girlfriend or whatever. It can
yeah,
be like
like
different,
we've
but
been a talk
yeah.
and we know I say, oh, we're good. But yeah, we need to stop these things. I came to America and I learned that just randomly seeing somebody and touching them. Like in high school, I learned this thing where when we approach a girl, and we used to talk to a girl in a high school,
Mm.
when they walking past, we'd like hold on to them. Not like grab them and,
Yeah.
like just hold on to their hand and say something nice and sweet and, that would make them more receptive to you. Because I don't know, something with the contact.
Yeah, of
Just,
course. Can be, yeah.
and we used to do that shit in high school. And then when I came to America, I was at one of my brother's college and I did that shit with an American girl. And she was like, and my brother was like, no, bro, you can't do that. America, and I'm like, God damn, I thought that was cool. Like, but we're in America and we get to learn certain things that's not right. And so I'm saying we Jamaicans have to unlearn certain shits that we learned. We have to
I mean,
start
I guess
being better men.
I guess it's sometimes hard because I think we shouldn't fall into like a trap of like thinking that just because America says something is wrong, it's wrong, or like
Mm-hmm.
maybe there's some level of it have levels, right? But like in my opinion, okay, let's think about in Jamaica how sometimes when someone's trying to load up their taxis, the two taxi men
Mm-hmm.
are like fighting over you, right, to put you in their
Yeah.
taxi. Like I think that this is just me, my personal opinion. I think that's quite funny. I think it's quite fun. I think it's quite
Yeah, but
harmless. So personally, but that's just, like I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying like personally, I think it's quite a funny like cultural like thing,
yeah,
and
it's
I feel
funny.
like and yes, in America it probably wouldn't be funny, and in America it probably wouldn't be accepted. But does that mean that America is correct in that situation? I don't think so. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, where's the line
Yeah.
between like just cultural differences versus what's actually like wrong? I
Yeah,
think sometimes that line is like,
cultural differences, yes, but certain things your moral as you mature and become older should tell you this is wrong. So
yeah,
even if it's a culture thing that you grew up seeing, your morality should tell you this is wrong. Because a Jamaican culture, we grew up seeing 16-year-old dating 20 something,
right,
30 something years old. And you could fucking say it's a culture thing. It's in
yeah,
Africa too, and you could say it's a
yeah. No, of
culture
course,
thing.
culture can't
But
always
as
be
a
an
man,
excuse.
you in yourself, how are you feeling good laying
Yeah,
with a 13, 14, 15, 16, 12, 9, fucking
yeah,
8? How are you feeling good in yourself doing that?
yeah. No, of
So
course, I'm not saying
at
culture can be an
some
excuse for
point, morality
everything.
has to come in.
Yeah, I'm just saying that like I feel like sometimes in this world we like, which obviously is due to history as well, a bit like what we were touching on
Mm-hmm.
earlier. Like I feel like sometimes the morals or the customs then of, America, England, whatever, are sometimes painted as the only correct one. And the
Yeah.
customs in like, let's say the Caribbean or let's say Africa are just automatically painted as the wrong ones. And I don't think that's correct. Like I think that like yes, it should be about morals, of course, and clearly lying down with a 9-year-old girl and you're a big man, like, clearly that's wrong. We know that, but there are like some things, for example, the taxi thing or whatever, which I feel like just because America might say, "Oh, that's wrong," like I don't think we should just like listen to America like
Yeah,
blindly. Do you get
not
what I'm saying? Like,
automatically, not automatically for
yeah,
sure. there's certain things that we could like we could assess for ourselves and know
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
if we good with this, then we good with
Yeah,
that.
because like America and England are not the beacon of morals. Do you get what I'm saying? Like they're
Yes,
not like
yes,
the,
yes.
and yeah, I feel like sometimes I
Okay,
don't like how
so
that's painted, like, you know?
yeah, I think we had good conversation. So it comes down to what's your thought process going forward when it comes to the
Yeah.
recent backlash, the topic? Like, what's your plan going forward?
Um, I'm a person that I don't really make that many plans, to be honest. Like my life is
Yeah,
quite spontaneous, so I don't really feel a need to create like a long term plan.
yeah.
But I think it definitely um yeah, it's been a journey like over the last 2 weeks, like kind of really trying to figure out like how I really feel because again, like as you said, a lot of the response was just one of my friends in Jamaica messaged me and he was like, "Them never like you from morning." And I was like, well,
Hmm.
exactly. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the response was just like people who already had a problem from day one, just now feeling
Yeah.
empowered to like come forward about it and stuff. And I know you haven't seen that hate that I've gotten from day one, but like it's definitely been quite present. I mean, I've literally
Okay.
got death threats multiple times over the last 4 years, like from Caribbean people, and rape threats in my DMs, being
That's
told to get out,
crazy, bro.
get out of my
God damn,
country in my
what?
DMs, like so many times. I remember this one time I did this vlog flying home from Trinidad like 2 years ago or
Hmm.
something. When I say home, I mean I was to the UK, to go and visit, which is not really my home anymore, to be fair, but I was going to the UK to visit my family like a couple of years ago or a year ago or so. And I knew the comments are going to be full of, oh, thank God you're getting out of the Caribbean, whatever. And it was. I could probably
Hmm.
find it back for you. And yes, there were some comments too. I hope you have a great time, but there were many comments being like, oh, thank God you're getting out of our country or getting out of the Caribbean or whatever. So it's really not like new that there's been like a big pushback. Like towards me, and there also has been a lot of love as well. But
I,
the pushback has definitely been there like every single day. um so I feel like, not to sound like weird, but I feel like I kind of was expecting it to boil over one day. Like
yeah.
I was kind of expecting it to like explode in a big way one day. um
Hmm.
and I think being in like the Caribbean or whatever, as yeah, as an outsider, as a white person with the history, with the like situation that, for example, I can monetize my social media, but people with Caribbean accounts can't, and stuff like that, with
Yeah,
certain
yeah,
like
yeah.
imbalances. Like it is always going to be an awkward one. Like, you know,
Hmm.
like it is always going to be, there's always going to be like tension. I'm not saying that's not justified. I'm just saying like that's how it is going to
It
be. Like
is.
that's never going
Yeah.
to be able to be like taken away. And so me like spending a lot of time in this region making content, which sometimes features local people, and I might make a few dollars off that. Yeah,
Continue.
like I was saying, like being someone who's clearly, from my accent, from my looks, from whatever, clearly an outsider, it's obvious.
Hmm.
Coming and, doing a job where sometimes local people are involved in my content, whatever, with the history, with the imbalance of even the currency from my country versus the currency from over here, whatever, like so many like imbalances, and
Hmm.
like it's fraught with tension, like it's gonna be
Hmm.
fraught with controversy, like it's gonna be like no matter what I do, no matter how long I stay, whatever, like it's gonna have tension and controversy, which I've been feeling for the last 4 years, like since I've been doing it. Do you know what I mean? And I just feel
Hmm.
like it was gonna explode one day. So yeah, I always knew
How
like I didn't want to do content creation forever. Well, I've known that for years. Like I don't want to do content creation forever. Like being in like people chewing up and spitting out every single thing that you do every day. Like I've known for a long time that I don't want to do that forever.
I
Um,
was gonna ask, like, how has your experience been in the other countries that since you left Jamaica?
yeah, so since then I've just been in Dominica for 10 days, which is where I was when the video was actually posted. It was like my first
Hmm.
night or second night there. And then I'm now in Guyana.
Yeah,
In Dominica, that's not a country I've spent much time in, so I'm not
yeah.
as people aren't as familiar like with me there. But when I was on the street and stuff, some people said like, "Oh, hi, travel with Zoe," like normal. And just one slightly like weird thing happened, which was basically I was with this group of boys like in the town, like kind of under this like shed thing, because I was waiting to make
Hmm.
content with one of them, and I was just like hanging out with them while I was waiting to make the content. And then one of them walked to like go to the shop or something and come back. And when he was coming back, when he came back, he told me that as he was coming back, a girl came up to him and said like, "Oh, is that Zoe that you guys are like hanging out with or whatever?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then she was like to him, "Oh, didn't you know? She says she hates black people." Yeah, so he was just like, "Oh, did you say that?" I was like, "Nah." And then that was like the end of it. Everything was normal like after that, but like I was just like, yeah, that's how much people like run with stuff. Anyway, but apart from that, everything was like normal. And then in Guyana now, I've just been here for like maybe 4 days, but it's actually been raining
Hmm.
so much. I've not been outside that much because of the rain. But like one night I went to a couple of bars, like with a friend from here, a girl,
Yeah.
and like a few people said like hi Zoe. Most people just didn't say anything,
Yeah.
which is normal. Nobody's like come up and like said anything bad or whatever. Um, but yeah, we'll see what happens as time goes on.
Okay.
Like it's hard to predict, to be honest. Because I do actually have a friend in the Caribbean who's um American, but like she's well Trini American, so like
Yeah.
she's black, and her like one of her parents is Trini, whatever, and she had like an incident where she was kind of cancelled or whatever, like a long time ago, like a year and a half ago, and I know
Hmm.
that some people actually do say things to her like on the street, you know. Um,
So as I say, I do not feel like Jamaicans and Caribbean people on a whole necessarily hate you. What you said just left a bad taste in their mouth. And Jamaicans are a type of people who they'll do you bad and they'll expect you to say sorry, or they just want you to say sorry overall. And I'm not saying they did you bad and you're not saying sorry. Because what you said, as I said, it's a very sticky topic when it comes
yeah,
to black people. You get what I'm saying? And so I feel like it's in your hand to say, yo, I'm sorry. Maybe I should have never did that shit, said that shit, and make it as sincere as possible. That's just all I think. Sometimes as a man, my ego, right? I'm in a relationship and
yeah,
sometimes just to quell a certain situation, I might not be completely wrong, but
yeah,
because I want my relationship to just, you know,
be smooth, yeah,
smooth flow and not always tumultuous, I'm just like, I'm sorry. And I mean it genuinely because I'm just trying to, you know, and I'm not saying to always say sorry for stuff or I always say sorry for stuff. It's if
yeah,
it's just like stupid little stuff like you said something out your mouth that offended them. That
yeah,
to me is a stupid little shit. It's
yeah,
not nothing like they're silencing you when you're on a strong point and you know, and
yeah,
you need to stay 10 toes down on this because sometimes you have to stand on your belief. But as I said, even me as a black man, when it comes to certain conversation, I avoid it. I tread lightly because I
yeah,
know how like thin-skinned people are when it comes to certain conversations. So even I tread lightly.
yeah,
So I just feel like the onus is on you, and they really don't hate you. They really don't. I know Jamaicans, I know Caribbean people. They just want you to take accountability. You get what I'm saying?
mm,
And if you know me, or look up my history,
mm,
I've had my fair share of backlash on the internet. You get what I'm
mm,
saying? And I've had to deal with it. But once you take true accountability, you can win back the people. That's just how I think.
mm.
And I mean true accountability, not saying I'm sorry just to, you get what I'm saying? Like true
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
accountability.
I just kind of feel like a lot of times, like when I see like how or whatever, and then back in 5 days and they make this like video like saying sorry and stuff, I feel like 9 times out of 10 it just makes it like worse. Like, you know, I see people like, oh, her body language isn't serious, oh, his tone isn't serious, like they
All
just pick
right.
apart like the apology like even more than they picked
You're
apart the
right. You're
original
right.
thing, you know
You're
what I mean?
right. You're right. Cause I've been there with you as well, where I thought like clearing up stuff would make it better, but each time they just find something out of what you said to throw some fire on it and it's worse. So sometimes it's really
Right.
sensible to just like not even say anything more because you already, if you apologized already, you've said it already and you know you mean it, so you don't have to keep clearing shit up. I had to learn that over time that not everything you have to pee cluck cluck to try to clear up because you will never win with the internet. That's what I understand now.
Yeah. I don't know, it's a weird one. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and like I was saying, like I think if I had said something like so outrageous, like if I'd said like, oh, like I hate when black streamers are popular, or if I did something really, really
Yeah.
outrageous, then of course I would be like totally take back my
Yeah.
the like the actual like facts of the statement like weren't
Hmm.
outrageous. It was just the fact that the statement was even made was more the outrageous thing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like
Yeah.
harder to I don't know. You get what I'm saying?
I get you. I think it was a good conversation, and through this conversation, like the whole mission was to give you like clarity, like give you the stage to basically say what you meant and like clear explain the situation. And the conversations we've had are good, and I do believe that the people that are supposed to love you will love you, and it's never ever gonna be a balance or 100% people loving you. It's
No,
gonna
of
be
course,
some
and it's
hating
that's
you. It's
totally
gonna be some
fine.
love. So we
Like,
can't fight for the whole Jamaica to love us, because right now the whole Jamaica don't love me. You
yeah,
get
of
what I'm
course.
saying?
I
But
mean, it would be strange
we
if
can't
like
fight for that.
that would be strange. Like that's not even the aim ever, I don't think, for anyone.
Yeah,
You get what I mean? That's the unrealistic
yeah.
aim anyway. Um, but yeah, I don't
So
know. I
we've
mean, I also think at this point, it's been like 2 weeks now. I think too much time has passed now anyway. Like, and I think for
yeah.
me, like, I have come on like 3 podcasts now and talked about it, like, including this one. So I
Hmm.
kind of feel like it kind of has been addressed, like, anyway. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Um,
Okay, so we could just call it wraps right there. And guys, this was Inspired to Inspire. I am your host, Ink Surgeon, and it was Travel. How you say your name? Is it Zoe or Zoe?
Zoe.
Cause, cause I know we have this thing of badly pronouncing people's name, like so I had to ask. So yeah, I said it right. So Travel with Zoe, and guys, I really do hope y'all found some type of substance throughout this conversation, something to inspire change in mindset, something that will make you look at the situation from a different perspective. And if you don't, still let us know what was your thoughts in the comments. And guys, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Inspired to inspire.